Commercials? What the fuck?
The thing you care about is a job well done. But when you get your...
let's see. Bogdan, thank you for the harmony lesson. It helped me a lot. Oh, well, I'm glad it helped. Hey guys, yeah, shredding a little bit. Hey Mark, good to see ya. Lime 35, hello. Hey guys, taking notes, cool. For once, rather informal setting, more than a workshop at a college nearby, and I went. It was great. Oh, cool. Yeah, hey Andy, if you guys have any questions about like the harmony stuff, I just filmed kind of the next part for that lesson today. It'll be out in like 3 weeks or something. I filmed it with Nick, and it's about diminished chords, how to understand diminished chords in a key. So yeah, it's uploaded Mariscal Master. Ooh, I like the sound of that.
No matter who you
Carry
are,
the bucket.
there are times it can be tough to be yourself when you have.
would comp I Can't Give You Anything But Love? Sure, fuck it, why not? Yeah, let me get a guitar. I can't give you anything but love, baby. So how's it go? That was like so yeah, G6-9. It's kind of like the basic version would be like people typically will go because it's like it's a 1-6-2-5, but it's not 1-6, it's a 1 flat 3 diminished 2-5. So like not. So typically you go to that flat 3 diminished from 1 first inversion. That's the nice voice, baby. And the top voice doesn't have to be that. It could just be like a little less voice led. Or you can make it a shell voicing. Oh, that kind of like. That's the first section, right? But you can kind of like use a G6-9 for like a measure, like that's pretty cool. That's a 2-5 to C. So now a thing with playing like gypsy jazz as opposed to like Joe Pass kind of chords, like piano voicing, is that like this move from like let's say D minor 7 to G13, that's what I would call like Joe Pass, Wes Montgomery voicings. They're not gypsy jazz voicings. You're losing the texture. You don't want to lose the texture. So what's the texture? The texture is chunky ass power chords, meaning when you can help it, you don't want to let go of notes on the A string. So this thing is a G13, but it has no note on the A string. You're skipping the A string. Now when you're playing with pomp, just listen to it, right? It's not bad, but that G is a little thin. How about this? That's way better, right? So I'm playing just a G6, but that's something that people don't talk about enough. G6 is a G7. It has all the chords of all the notes of Mixolydian, right? It's like you have 1, 5, 1, 3, 6. It's just not very descriptive. You can add the flat 7 here, maybe even the flat 6. and you get into these kind of voicings for the 5 chord. So in Gypsy jazz, a lot of time you find people that play dominant chords like this. That's a shit chord. Like it's just like you're losing the voice leading on top. You have this. What kind of melody is that? You don't want that. You want something smooth, right? Or even better. Right? So be mindful of that when you're playing, when you're choosing voice. Am I frozen? Let's see, trying out wireless system. Am I frozen, guys? Do I appear frozen? Okay, there we go. I think I'm back. So people even talk shit about this shell voicing for Gypsy jazz, which is, and because it doesn't have that A string. So if you put that flat 3 here, it's a little bit too muddy. It's okay, but this is a better grip for A minor. So if you're trying to like voice lead that like maybe you want to learn some drop tunes, like let's say for a B flat. So those are fuller chords. So I'm trying to find chords that have all 5 strings, right? Now, obviously, this isn't like a rule of thumb. You don't have to do it all the time. And especially fast tempos, you can get away with less. But if you're like playing a slow one, thickens everything up. Here's just shell voicings. It's a thinner texture. So typically the way I think about it is like if you have a bassist, 2 guitars, small voicings. It doesn't matter. It just makes you woofy and muddy. If you're playing like duo, 2 guitars, you want to use 5-string voicings. And you want to be able to have a vocabulary. Like if you're playing minor swing, like A minor would like... E minor in this area, in this neighborhood, this is a really great voicing for it. So I'm just using my thumb for the 5th and root. Right? E7 could be like... If I want to use an A7 to get from place this chord to that chord, I can use this kind of... Listen to that voice leading, like... Right? Maybe go to D minor, 9. That's a nice... Right? Or even that kind of thing. That B flat, like just instead of B flat 7, just B flat 6. People don't play B flat 6 enough in place of dominant chords. That's something you can't do it when you have like a chord moving to, let's say, a minor chord. Like you can't do it on the E7 because it has a flat 13, like a flat 6, right? And there it's. But you can use it on its tritone sub on B flat. So like. Instead of a 1, like a 5. That's very chunky sound. Okay, any tips on playing in the heat? No tips, just suffer. You gotta suffer sometimes. It's life. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, the main thing with this, dude, you know, I actually had a major revelation about Gypsy Jazz comping today. I was making a video with Nick, like the diminished video. I was talking about the next thing we're gonna put out for harmony, and we were listening to a lot of like a feel that's always been really problematic for me. I could never, like, you know, when you hear like Gypsy tunes like For Sephora or like the way they play even Blue Bossa, I could never understand how they get that fucking click to be so percussive. It's like that's the feel. And then I realized that they don't use a mute, they use open strings, and it blew my fucking mind. So it's like, I'm actually letting go. I'm not going. I'm going. It's like open, like open for a millisecond, but that gives you all the brightness of the click. You get that open string. So cool, right? Blue Bossa, like do 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 do, right? Right? That's pretty cool. All right. Thank you very much. Got your book. I love it. I'm glad you love it. Hey, Randy. Yeah, I have a Jeff Beck book. It's pretty cool. Do you have any tips on jamming with friends, 12-bar blues? Yeah, I do. Let's see, Amazon Basket. Thanks, Mike. I'm glad you got the book. Would that work on electric? Yeah, I mean, it's like, it's the pride and joy thing, right? Right, like that. You just got, he's doing it with upstroke, but it makes like a pretty cool click. Like you're going for like a snare drum click, and there's a really big difference in tone between and you're not letting it ring enough to perceive the pitch. But it's not this. So like so cool. Yeah, so jamming 12-bar blues with friends, I would say pocket. Like, you're not going to become a harmonic genius overnight, and if you try to jam with friends and throw a bunch of shit in there, it's probably going to backfire on you. But I would say have a real awareness to what pocket means. You know, just so know when your job is to create the pocket, and know when your job is to be in the pocket. And know that if you are taking liberties in the pocket and it's affecting the pocket, how to dial back the liberties you're taking. Because when you're playing with people who are not solid, you can do things that will fuck them up. So the idea is, you know, like a pocket in blues, unless it's Mississippi Delta blues, is not created by the guitar, right? It's decorated by the guitar. So it's created by the drums and the bass. You have like a boom, boom, ka, boom, 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 ka, boom, 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 ka, boom, 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 ka, and boom, 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 boom. Now, each one of these beats that's created inside that is kind of like a room, right? Think about it like a room. And the space in the room is called a pocket, right? You can think about each beat as a room, each bar as a room. It doesn't matter. But what you need to understand is sort of like the feeling of the music. And now think about metric divisions of that beat. If you're thinking about it like a room, think about it like a room now that has a chair in exactly the middle of it, and you can sit there. You can sit. You can make a note, sit down there. I mean, like boom, 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 boom. So exactly in the middle of the room would be kind of awkward on the shuffle, like boom, boom, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Those rooms are not really built to have a chair in the middle. They're built to have two chairs separating it, meaning dividing it into three spaces. There's a lot of games you can play with how to be in that triplet space. The triplet, like dividing that pocket like that. Cha 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 beeble 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 bum ba bum ba bum ba ba beem bum beeble bee bum beeble ba bum do do ga do bum ba ba bim bum beeble bee bum do ga do ga do 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 go down bum beeble bum. You can create 16th note pockets in there. So what did do do ga do 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 ba do 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 ga do 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 ba ba bum quintuplets. But do 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 ga do 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 ga do 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 ga do 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 da do do ga do sextuplet. Six to check it to check it da do do ga do do. Might have 30-second notes. Or you can do the blues thing or the Louis Armstrong thing, which is not pay, as long as you really feel the groove, you don't have to pay attention to the metric divisions. And that's where like the Jeff Beck, the Van Halens, the Djangos, the Louis Armstrongs come in, all with their own different ways of swaying inside the beats, right? So you don't have to play melodies that are all metric all the time. You don't have to go like boom, boom, boom. As long as you can really relate to that, you can go boom, beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, bam. Everything is relating to, if you stop feeling it, meaning like if you stretch melodically so much that you lose, it's kind of like painting with colors and losing the canvas and starting to paint on the wall. You don't want to do that shit, right? That's not a part of the framework of the painting. So you want to always maintain a relationship to the pulse. The song, the groove, the pocket doesn't end until the song ends. So even if you're not doing a part that serves the creation of the frame, meaning the pocket, the exterior, you're just filling up the thing, you're doing the solo, the thing that's supposed to live in that space, it still has to be aware of the space it's in, or it's not going to be cut to size and not going to sound good. So conical really works, like it helps a lot, not with pocket, but with the metric side of pocket, right? So you learn how to divide the thing mathematically to all the chunks, right? So you got like 1, 2, ga, 2, tadikina tum tadikina tum tadikina tum tadikina tum takita 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 takademi takita takademi takita takademi takita takademi takita takademi 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 takita takademi takita. You can do these things where you're sliding from different metric divisions. but it doesn't teach you how to float your rhythm. Floating your rhythm has to do with being inside this kind of space and coming up with ways of doing figurative dance, circular motion, right? Like, or imagine that somebody else at a distance is playing that groove, boom, boom, and you're just watching them do it, and they're going, ooh, ooh, right? Like just different places to sit in that room that don't fall exactly on the grids. And if you can do that elegantly, with grace, right? You have to start using different language that we use for metric rhythm, because we are like, you've seen dancer do that. Like, think about playing conical, like doing break dancing, where you're embodying every subdivision of the motion, as opposed to somebody dancing a ballet where everything is circular, right? It's like they don't feel time in this machine-like way, right? And a great solo has both, right? Or, great soloists have both. Like Louis Armstrong is a great guy to listen to, because it's very staccato phrasing, right? Right? It's constantly pulling and pushing against the groove. But, it's not arrhythmic too. Sometimes he just plays a few quarter notes and a few eighth notes that are right in there. So if it's relating to that, even if it's not divisible by it, you accept those two motions as sort of like emerging from the same place, right? If that makes sense. And that's really how you need to work on pocket that way. So like here, I'll give an example. If I'm playing, I'll play metric on a pocket, and then I'll go to a...
When I told Trump about this, he urged me to get this message out to as many true patriots as I can. Folks, something big is about...
That's a big man in camouflage right there. He was in camouflage while doing the YouTube ad, so he means business. He was afraid that being that's after him was going to get him right there. Okay, anyways. So here's metric, right? Here's stretching. It's like accelerating. Like. So that's like, even a thing like that, maybe that's some subdivision at some points, but it's like I'm not thinking about it that way. I'm thinking about like when you listen to like Coltrane solo and So What, right? It's like you think about those kind of rhythms where they sound accelerated. It's a different kind of thing. So yeah, cool, Mike. So yeah, I mean, over a thing like that. creates a lot of tension, but you want to like balance that. Right? Let's say. Yeah, that's the basic idea. Do you like Telecasters? I do. I never owned one, honestly. But I do. I've always liked them. They're cool. They're pretty cool. Alrighty. Any other questions? Wait, is this live? This is live, Dark Lumen. This is live. I think of them as pockets within the pocket. Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it changes the shit you're doing. So, like, you know. Just like examples of like playing fast out of metric kind of thing. That's sort of how I think about, like, honestly, in like my mind's ear. It's like I just hear rhythms that are like more like rambling shouting, like, you know, that stuff with like L sound. When you want that kind of effect, where it's a little bit arrhythmic, it's not like playing Holdsworthy and kind of like tight 30-second notes, which is like that pocket here. That's like, you know. It's like, it's just a little bit of a different skill set. Hey, Manuel, what equipment do you have there during these live practice sessions? Currently, I have my laptop, my phone, and Sewer Badger with a few pedals running into it. This is the Halo, which is just so badass. Andy Wood told me to get one. We're about to release some content together, me and Andy, like where I teach him Gypsy jazz. We're doing private lessons because he wants to learn that stuff. And he was just playing electric guitar, and like I was like, what the fuck is that reverb you have? He's like, that's not a reverb, that's a delay. It's the Halo. And I was just like, okay, I am buying one. So it's just so epic. And then just yeah, gain. Jam, and I'll be on my way. This Devil Take the Hindmost is the first of album. This song. I'm sure you know. Ah, that one's good. Yeah, that's a fucking hard line. I don't know. It's like I dabble in Holdsworthiness, but it's like I don't hear it. You know, I don't visual like I just don't. It's all finger stuff when I do it because it's like my brain doesn't make it. You know what I mean? It's like I have a way of I know I have a way of talking in music, and it's just like if I play the melodies that come to me, it's just not that. It's like an order from my brain. So you know, like that's like me. But when I start doing like that, I'm like, wow, it's like it's not connected, you know? Anyways, Holdsworth before bedtime is like reading. Yeah, yeah, you know, like that Holdsworth stuff is it's great, but it's like, you know, you gotta, if you really want to play that way, you gotta make those melodies a part of you. And like for me, like I can't, they don't come to me over the track, you know. It's just like, again, finger stuff, you know. So, you know, you gotta really be honest about like what it is that you're imagining, right? So, and if you go with what you imagine, it will keep being connected and open up, right? I don't know. But right? If all truth has been abducted by aliens, they would have allowed. Yeah, probably. Okay, you know where else I've got it from? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know where he got it from. Anyways, but yeah, that's okay. I'm good. I'm good being me. All right, guys. See you next time. Check out the Just Beck book if you haven't yet. It's real cool. It did come out really well. So yeah. Oh my God. Somebody donated $10 because he's enjoying the Marvin back catalog. Well, you know, we did make a ton of records, like 13 albums, and the next one's about to be released. It's, I think, one of the best things we've ever done. So check that out. Cool. See you guys soon.